Welcome back to the Columbus Blue Jackets BAGM here in NHL 15. So we're at about the halfway point of the season. I don't really know what quite to do with the team at the trade deadline yet. We can kind of approach that as we go up to it. I'm thinking we're going to keep it pretty much the same. The only reason we even traded for Yager was because it was not really forced upon us. Oh, actually, I should probably update the trade block. But because it was brought to us, we didn't propose that trade. So that was really like the only reason we actually made it, and I feel like that's going to be the same. Kevin Cannon's out. I actually have to call someone up, I think. That's the only reason that trade was even made. So this time I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do. Alright, that's fine. We'll go replace that in a second. I actually forgot what I intended to... Oh, trade block. So we were fielding offers for Scott Hartnell, but I don't intend on trading him. And Fedor Tutin, same situation, unless I can get someone back who's also pretty good. I'm gonna put Dubinsky on here probably. I'm looking it over real quick. Yeah, because none of these other guys I'd really want to deal. Will Weber doesn't have any trade value. He used to get really good. It was either last year or the year before. I traded for him, and he ended up getting really good for me. Yeah, so these three guys will definitely be gone within the next 2 seasons if we can get a good, decent pull for them, or someone else comes up, because we have the prospects to really, we have the prospects for it, but, so we'll put, Murray up there. What about Savard? How's he doing? Points-wise, 10, that's not bad. Keep him on the power play. How's Tutin doing? I know he's really our defensive guy, but he's got 84 passing, 11 points in 43 games. Alright. Let's put David Savard and Tutin together. And, hope it works. I don't think he was on anything else, so... Okay. We're all good. It's a weird 4-on-4 line now that I see it. But yeah, definitely kind of an in-between team. We seem to be roaming around 500. Scott Hartnell's our best goal scorer, but we have like 5 people with almost 20 goals, I think, or 4 people with almost 20 goals, so our offense is definitely performing. I know the problem stems from Bobrovsky, but he's had a couple decent games lately and only given up 2 goals in one of those games and 3 in the other. So unless he wasn't playing in them, have we gone to the queue yet? I don't think we have. We'll go here for like a month, not the whole 6 weeks, but I also want to see if I can upgrade my GM tracker. Yep. Not that it matters this year because I know pretty much all the prospects since I manually edited them beforehand. When I was making these rosters. Zach Parise having a Zach Parise year. Not as many goals as usual, but, you know, leading his team. I had forgotten that he was the captain of New Jersey when they went to the Stanley Cup until the other day. And then I was randomly Google searching something else, and that came up. I think it was just the Devils. And I remember what it was. I was looking up Mike Emmerich, and I forgot that he used to be the Devils play-by-play guy. Because I used to watch it, and I knew about Mike Emmerich from a few years back because I used to live in New York, and we'd get the Devils telecast a lot, and he was the play-by-play, I believe, at the time. He might have been no, he was the play-by-play. I was like, he might have been the color, but then I was like, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Alright, let's check this All-Star game. Go to the West first. Taylor Hall, Jonathan Taves, Patrick Kane, Sagan, Getzlaf, Parise, Pavelski, Kopitar, Gaudreau, Scheifele, Duchesne, Verbata, Keith Suter, Yossi, Petrangelo, Ekman Larson, Justin Schultz, Jonathan Quick, and Brian Elliott, actually. That's an interesting one. And we'll go to our team: Van Riemsdyk, Tavares, Voracek, Molson, Malkin, Nash, Datsuk, Johansson, Skinner, Plekanec, Bjugstad, Henrique, Hedman, Carlson, Yandel, Green, Streit, Hamilton, with Rask and Steve Mason, former Blue Jacket, in net. I don't really know what to make of this team quite yet. We'll just keep simming a little bit. I don't really know what to make of this team quite yet. I want to see what we're doing going into the trade deadline, and if we can bolster our team, I'm all for it. But I don't know if that's really going to happen. It would have to be a really good deal to come along, and I just don't picture that happening. So, why is Braden Holtby not starting for the Capitals when we lost 4-1? Awesome. Jaromir Jagr takes over our assist lead. Finally, it's not Jack Johnson. Not that that was a bad thing, but 5-0 win right there. Nice bounce back. Not that that was a bad thing that he was leading our team, but I would rather a forward than a defenseman, just so I know the forwards are producing. But having a nice offensive defenseman to produce isn't a bad thing ever. So, since we started simming, we're at 500. A little bit. Well, we're 1 over now, but. So it's again hard to make an assessment when your team is just doing like okay, not great. So should be able to beat the Coyotes here. Nice 2-1. That was a little closer than I would have liked it, but looks like Bobrovsky's getting all the wins here, so that's nice to see. He's lowering that goals against average that was jacked up. And all these overtime losses are helping out our points too, which is something that you can't overlook. Quite yet. So we're on a 3-game winning streak right there, I'm pretty sure, so that helped out. But losing 2 in a row did not. Actually, I think I'm going to claim Michael Roosevelt. He's +1, 6 point. Yeah, we'll claim him. He's definitely better than the bottom 6 guy we have right now, so I'm actually going to call him up. And we'll send down Prout. And Falk will be the healthy scratch whenever Connaughton comes back. And that should be it. Solid waiver pickup, just for a 6th defenseman. So we got a tough stretch coming up. We got LA, Philly, and then the Islanders. I'm going to try and get 3 points out of this. Alright, so not starting out well at all. We're only 2 games above 500 now. We lost 3 in a row. So we actually have a losing record since starting the sim. I think we were 3 games over. Now we're only 2. Flyers are a ridiculous team. But their stars are performing for them. Scott Hartnell's out for another month. Awesome. It'd be nice to get a win right here. Oh my god. Sergei Gonchar and a 2nd round pick for... I think I can get more than that for Scott Hartnell. I feel like that's more of a draft trade, but... we've lost 5 in a row. That's not good. And none of them been in overtime either. Where are we standing? Close. We're barely in a playoff spot right now, so let's sim this Philly, or not Philly, Pennsylvania series. Actually want to see. Go to the scouting assignment real quick. Go back to the O for 6 weeks, because that's where all the prospects are. I don't know if I said it in the last video, but I was trying to go after Hannafin. So that'll be definitely a trade at the draft, and I think that Scott Hartnell is going to be a part of that deal. And then we're just going to have to try and find a 2nd line winger. But again, this series I want to stress is all about the future, really, and our prospects, as opposed to now. It was just kind of cool to think that we might be able to compete now. So we're about to fall under 500 with a loss right here. 9-2 loss. That first round pick might be too good to pass up. No, we need to keep Scott Hartnell for now. We can use him to trade up at the draft. Even though our pick might actually could still end up being good enough if we continue to lose to actually pick him with our own pick. 9-2 loss. That's crazy. Bobrovsky's so bad this year, and our offense is doing really good until lately. 3-1. All right, Connaughton's back. We'll put him in there instead of Falk. Connaughton. I handed is he left, so you should put him on the right. Alright, power play. Thank you for your service, but I'm not going to use you, Teuton. Four-man power play, same situation. No, that's Falk. And this episode is actually going to end up being a pretty decent length, so... penalty kills, whatever. Why is skill in the penalty kill? What the hell? Oh, because it freaking screwed it up when... Foligno's already on it, I imagine. We'll put Boone Jenner back on there. That penalty kill must just be sucking right now. 4-on-4 lines should be fine. Connaughton can go in there though. Extra attacker, Johansson, Johnson, Bobrovsky. Okay. Should have probably moved up Letestu and Atkinson to that second line and moved down Dubinsky and left Artem Anisimov on the second line with those other two. Oh my god, we were just losing. Fucking, we won 1 out of our last 10 games, I think. Oh, wow, we won against the Rangers. We were exactly at 500. Where are we in the standings? 68 points, which actually, sadly, is good enough for a playoff spot right now. So, let's see how many of these last 4 games we can win. And if we win a good amount, I'm going to try and see what I can do at the trade deadline to get a second line forward, whether that means trading Dubinsky or Anisimov. Because you forget Anisimov can play center. No. The real problem is our goaltending this season. It is just awful, because I think Bobrovsky's save percentage is still like under 900, probably. If not, it's just only slightly over. The Devils, come on, this needs to be a must-win game right here. Alright, nice. We can win 5 in a row heading into the deadline. And that'll give me a good impression of the team and erase that. Okay, we won 4, that's fine. Alright, so heading into the trade deadline, we're 2 games above 500, so we actually went back a step. Well, Cal Yarncroke was on waivers. I guess someone claimed him. Unless, no, I would have claimed him just for the trade ammunition, but Winnipeg is bad this year. Why is Vancouver so awful, too? Edmonton, why is Edmonton so good? Made them, like, really bad defensively. Anyway, Montreal is really bad. I don't know, this sim is a little strange. I'd say we're securely in, maybe not in the wild, we're not securely in the wild card, but if we continue to play well, we should be in a playoff spot, especially considering how weak the other division is, with powerhouses like Montreal and Tampa Bay out of the playoffs by a mile. We'll check the team standings, and I'm going to go off camera and look at what I could possibly do. The trade deadlines for 32, 20, and 10. 12th in the league, sadly. 12th in points percentage, so we're not due for regression. 11th in goals for. 21st in goals against. That's actually better than where we were before. Tampa Bay is so bad defensively for some reason. I get all these other teams, but who's up here that shouldn't be? St. Louis, Boston, LA, Colorado, Ottawa, Detroit, Toronto, Minnesota. Toronto probably shouldn't be up there, especially since I made their goaltenders both really bad. Minnesota is understandable. Carolina's weird. Philly's also strange. You're supposed to be having a really good sim. Power play percentage is 18th, so that's kind of fallen off again. Penalty kill is still atrocious. I don't know why. Our road record is also horrendous. We're 5 games below 500 on the road. Winnipeg has only won 1 out of their last 10 games, so I mean, at least we're not them, but we'll do individual stats too, and then we'll check on our AHL team as well, since I probably won't remember to do that before the playoffs start. So, no one, actually, our goal scoring has really fallen off, so Johansson's only got, our point production. Johansson's got 54, Yager's got 54, Foligno's got 50, so that top line's producing, not as well of a clip as I'd like, but they're still producing. If they could each get 65 points, which is completely understandable, because that's, if they get a point every 2 games for the rest of the season, that's 65 points, pretty much. So, Foligno's got 50, Hartnell 43, 24 of which are goals. Letestu with 42, Jack Johnson with 41, Cam Atkinson with 35, or Anisimov with 35. So that's really good for him. Cam Atkinson, I'd like to see hit 20 goals, but I don't know if that's possible. So 40 points would be nice for him. That'll be exactly what he did last year, in less games. So Murray with 28, that's okay. He's only 83, so Dubinsky's only got 27, so that's definitely a point which I'd like to improve, especially since Boone Jenner's playing on the third line and has the same total, and is probably better defensively, but I'm not sure about that. So Tune with 15, Connaughton with 12, which is pretty decent for a top 6 pairing. If he can get to like 20, that might be a little too much. You can get like 18 points, he should progress to like a 79. Savard with only 12, he's definitely having a rough year. I feel like he's not going to progress, he's going to stay at an 81, but Luke Adam with 9, Roosevelt with 8, Skill with 8, filling in on that second line, Bull with 6, Falk with 6, Terrell with 4, and Prout with 1. Plus minus wise, Jensen Foligno, Yagerline's doing really good, Johnson, Connaughton's actually a plus 12, and Teuton doing really well, Hartnell plus 7. Alright, these guys are all plus on a like really bad team, so the fourth line really needs to be improved though. Because Luke Adams a minus 12, Bowles a minus 9. I don't know how we can really go about that, but everyone else is really good besides that fourth line. So I don't know what I can exactly do about that. I also got to check our goaltending, because that's really been bad. I don't really think it matters who we've been playing, McElhaney or Bobrovsky. They've both been pretty horrendous this year. Yeah, Bobrovsky 3 goals against, 904 save. He finally got a shutout, but I don't know. He's weird. So, I'm gonna cut out. So, we'll see you guys tomorrow, or, well, maybe not. It might not necessarily be tomorrow, but next episode for the trade deadline, where we're gonna target a second line center, whether it be a veteran or a young guy who can eventually be moved to wing. So, thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next episode for the trade deadline.